How's everybody doing today? Yeah, my name's Josh Arnold. I've been a realtor on the team here since October, and prior to that, I got into investing in about 2010 when my grandparents got me into Rain. Told me to come to one of those events. There's where I met James in about 2011 and started coming to these events in when they first started in 2015, and just constantly learning, and now we're right in there, working on the deals and helping you guys do deals of your own. So we are going to get into June's stats. I just got to share my screen here. So here we have the stats for the greater Edmonton area. And for those of you that do not know, that is about everywhere from Edmonton and a 1 hour drive from the core of downtown. If you've ever been to Edmonton, the new ICE district is right in downtown. So an hour drive any direction from Rogers Place. So in the month of June, all residential sales, we had an average sale price of $398,000. Which the interesting part is definitely the month over month. It's down actually by 0.8%, which isn't crazy. Year over year, we see it's up 10.6%. Obviously, it's hard to compare to the previous year that we had. With COVID, it was definitely an extraordinary one. In the single family homes, the average sale price was $472,000. And month over month, that was an increase of 1.5%. Year over year, 11.6. So pretty stable there as well. With the condos, the average sale price was $242,000, which pretty much stayed the exact same as the previous month. And for duplexes and row houses, attached housing, we have $356,000 as our average sale price, which is also pretty stable at under 1% of a decrease from month over month. With the new listings, and keep in mind that June is typically the busiest month in Edmonton due to it's just the pinnacle of our summertime. It's sort of the top peak season of when people want to think about moving. So we had 4,219 new listings, which is 1.2% higher than last month. So everything has remained pretty stable. And as we all know, with March and the early spring market and how we kind of just springboarded into a seller's market, as most would say, we've definitely seen things flatten out a little bit. And if you look at this with the downward sales going from 2,729, which has actually gone down 0.3%. Still stable, not much, but if this continues to trend downwards, we might see ourselves go more into a buyer's market, as we've now seen it been balanced out for the last month or two. The inventory is 8,023 homes. And for the high rollers in Edmonton for the month of June, the most expensive single family house sold for $5 million. The most expensive condo sold for $2.35 million. And the most expensive duplex row house went for $710,000, which is pretty remarkable. I mean, there's still people, spending money, taking advantage of the awesome rates that we can get, cheap money, as people like to say. Single family homes, average days on market has been pretty steady for everything. Single family homes, 28 days only, which is, half the time as it took last year. At this time, condos, as most of us know, have been a little bit of a suppressed market here in Edmonton anyways. I know this has changed quite drastically in Vancouver, as we will find out just a little bit later. So 53 days on market this month in June, as opposed to 66 last month. And then duplex and row houses was cut in half as well. And the average days on market was 32 days instead of 64, which is pretty interesting stuff. So houses are still have a tendency to fly off the shelves, and the market is still crazy. But the big one that I find interesting is that we actually have a decrease in this sales, down 0.3%. And as the inventory, wants to go up as it did and the sales go down, we will definitely find ourselves in a buyer's market in the coming future here. So buckle up and be prepared to, you know, jump on opportunities as they come. And with that, I will send it back to Devin.
Thanks very much, Josh. That was excellent. Talking to James, I think yesterday, he introduced the term, the post-COVID summer, which is what we seem to be in these days, as everybody is certainly, at least in Alberta, because in Alberta, we are in a little bit of different situation than other parts of the country. I mean, we are pretty much wide open again. So people's focus is definitely on other things besides real estate these days, as patios can seem to be full and everybody's out doing all sorts of things. So we'll see where the next 6 weeks takes us, I imagine.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage everybody to swing by next month, as here in Alberta anyways, all of our restrictions for the most part were lifted on July 1st. So the market update coming next month will be a very interesting one to see how, you know, the market has trended with the lifted of restrictions.
Yeah.